Welcome back to Joy in Our Town. I'm Dolly Velasquez, and with me is Kathy Beckman, who is the Executive Director at the House of Healing. As well, we're going to add Heather McAneer, who is the founder and director of the Easter Run at House of Healing. Thank you so much, the both of you, for being at Joy in Our Town and letting us know the wonderful, exciting things that are happening in our city. Kathy, we've been talking about House of Healing, how it is a mentoring avenue for young girls.
Yes.
And let me ask you this, we didn't cover it in the last segment, but how are young girls referred to you?
We are partnered with a lot of churches, so we get several of the kiddos through youth ministries, but also just parents Googling for help for kiddos. And we have kids in the program from strong Christian families to broken families and everything in between.
So if the parents pulling their hair out and saying, I need help,
yes,
they can contact you. If a parent is saying, you know what, I want to make sure that I have all the foundation necessary for my daughter. She's a good gal, she's a strong Christian, but I want to make sure that everything's secure.
That's
now
exactly
that she's entering,
right.
That's a good time to see you as well.
Yes, that's exactly right. Thank you.
Now, Heather, let me ask you, you're the founder and director of Easter Run for the House of Healing.
Yes.
What was the motivation that started their Easter Run?
Well, actually, I heard Kathy share her testimony at church one day. We go to the same church, and she came to our class Sunday morning and shared her story and shared how the House of Healing began. And as a mom of 3, but 2 of them are girls, that really just struck a chord in my heart. And throughout the week after hearing her share, it just kind of was stirring in my heart. And I just had such as a mom, an emotional connection with that, and thinking about these girls who might be raised in a non-stable environment. Maybe they have a single parent, maybe they don't have a good influence. And so I reached out to her and just asked if it would benefit them at all, if we would do some type of a fundraiser for them. I'm a runner, have been in high school, and I've done a lot of 5Ks that are for a cause. And I think it's always fun to run for something more than just getting out there on Saturday morning. And so I just called her and asked if we could organize a 5K for the House of Healing. And of course she said, yes, let's go for it. And so this is our 7th annual. So it really stuck. We've grown steadily every year. And something really fun that's kind of been an unexpected blessing is a local church, Council Road Baptist, has partnered with us. They volunteered for us to have the run on their property. And so that's been awesome all along. But then about 4 years ago, they said, hey, let's get involved in this and let's partner and create kind of a community experience. And so now it's a whole family fun day. The races are in the morning, and then immediately following, we've got inflatable, toys and games for the kiddos. We've got Easter egg hunts for age toddler all the way up to 5th grade. There's food trucks that park in the parking lot. And so it's all just a blast, and it's a community event that's free of charge other than the race, but all the proceeds from the race go directly to the House of Healing. So really it's a win for everyone.
We missed the race this year,
yes,
but it's an annual event.
Yes.
And Saints, if you've never been to a 5K, I tell you what, they are so much fun.
They really are.
We all sign up as a family, and you don't have to run the entire time. You can run, walk. You can walk the whole time as well.
We have moms pushing their babies in their strollers and just taking a beautiful walk. It's all levels of athletes.
So do not be intimidated when they say it's a 5K or 10K.
Right.
Now, there are those that are serious, and they're doing their stretches, and they've got this gear that you've never seen, and it's great. But for the average ones of us, we can do them, and they're so much fun. Enjoyable.
Absolutely.
So briefly, tell a little bit about a testimony of how you were impacted by House of Healing.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up. So Kathy and I's relationship started just from partnering with this race, and I'd known her for several years. And like I mentioned a minute ago, I have 2 girls of my own. Our oldest is 15 now, and our next daughter is 12, and we have a son who's 10. So about 4 years ago, our oldest daughter was probably around 10 or 11 years old. And mentoring has always been a really passion of my heart. My husband and I mentor young couples in our home every week, young marrieds, and we just absolutely are passionate about that. And so we believe wholeheartedly in the impact that having just another outside adult influence in your life can really, that impact that it can have on someone. And so as our daughter was kind of entering that, preteen age, we thought we really would love to bring someone in with just some one-on-one investing in her besides us. We do believe that mom and dad are the most important relationships for a kid, but we are just right under that is a mentor. So we reached out to Kathy knowing that this was her heart and her ministry, and our daughter started the Authentic Girl mentoring that Kathy mentioned in your earlier segment, and went through several weeks of that, and her connection with her mentor was just incredible. It was something that only God could do. And 4 or 5 years later now, they meet weekly. My daughter considers her 37-year-old friend. You know, she
So your daughter's how old now?
She's 15 now, and this relationship is ongoing, and it's just been an incredible blessing for our family.
That is so absolutely fun. You know, there's a period of time, I only have one daughter. We have 3 sons and 1 daughter, but with all of our children, most of our children, there's a period of time where parents just don't know it. They're just embarrassed of the parents, and they get frustrated with us. And I think it's all those hormones, all their changes. They're trying to go from being a kid and they're teenager, and maybe sometimes they want to be an adult.
Absolutely.
And it's so nice to have a mentor. And why is it that a mentor can get across to them when the parents can't?
I don't know, but it's so funny that you say that, because many times she'll tell me something her mentor has said to her, and in my head I'm like, oh my goodness, I've said that. But I just smile. Well, that was really good. That was wise, you know.
She's really amazing.
Glad you picked up on that. But there is something about mom and dad, you know, they just see us as the authority figures in their life, and that's really the thing we love the most about mentoring, is someone else just coming alongside and reinforcing what we teach at home.
And Kathy, have you found the situation, the testimony, as well as maybe the other gals that didn't have strong parents at home, that were really faltering, that were really on the precipice of maybe taking a wrong turn? Have you found that with that ministry?
Yes,
Is there
ma'am.
a testimony of that?
There is, and we actually had one of the young ladies that she was the first one that got married in our outdoor chapel at House of Healing, and she's now in ministry. Her and her husband are now in ministry at Victory Church, and she is an amazing young lady. She's in her 20s now, so she was one of the first girls that I began to mentor, and she was in an alternative school, ready to drop out, and was kind of making some really bad decisions. And she just says in her testimony, this lady just kept showing up. And I don't know, I didn't even want to talk to her. Yeah, referring to me, because I started House of Healing in an alternative school in Oklahoma City. And that's where I began to work with the girls. And she said she just kept showing up, and I didn't even want to talk to her. But I finally did, and it's changed her life.
You changed the trajectory of her life. And she's in ministry now.
Yes. And she was a young lady that actually had good family support at home, but she pushed that family support away.
Yeah.
She was making wrong decisions and was pushing mom and dad back, and it was through encouragement of rebuilding that relationship with mom and dad that brought her back to the right path.
When she could not hear the voices of her mother and father, she could hear your voice.
Exactly.
Kathy. Thank you. Oh, that sends chills.
Yeah.
Now,
it's amazing.
Talk about the mentoring program for parents.
It's called Tools for Change, and we like to invest in those parents in a way that helps to encourage them and help guide them in those frustrating times, but also help build that communication and relationship back between that parent and that child. We're really enjoying that together. We've had a book that we use called Fantastic Families. We're studying the blessing, we pick an 8-week session and pick a topic that we know that the families are struggling with, and try to focus directly on that and help to rebuild that and encourage them and move them forward in their relationship.
So you basically tailor the course for the group that you're going to be
that we're mentoring. Yes.
Okay. So tell the parents now, what are one of those nuggets? What is that Kodak moment of a nugget where when the parents hear that truth, they go, wow?
I think I've learned a lot, as well as I think the parents have learned a lot through the blessing, through that study of just realizing how important it is to give that blessing. And when we're talking about a blessing, it's through appropriate touch, it's through positive affirmations and just those words that you're giving those children, encouraging them, building them up, seeing each child as an individual, not as the same kids. When they begin to look at that and look at the importance of like seeing this person as an individual and they're so different from the other ones, it makes a huge difference in the way they approach that child and how they deal with everyday life.
Girls, you are changing not only the lives that you're touching right now, but in the testimony of these two ladies, you are touching the next generation.
Yes.
Principles that they are learning are going to be going on to the generations in the future. So it's not just something here for this moment. It is so powerful. With about 2 minutes left, Kathy, can you close with a word of encouragement for the parents? And also I want to mention something for those parents that don't have children at home. The blessing continues to our children who are adults and to our grandchildren as well.
Yes.
But if you would, Kathy, the last 2 minutes, if you would mind, just close with an encouragement to the parents.
Wherever you're at in life, House of Healing's there. We want to help you. We want to walk through those situations with you. We want to encourage you in the happy times. We want to be the shoulder to cry on in the hard times. But we also want to help support those kiddos even past the 17-year-old, like we say. We want to encourage them and walk with them through college and through life. Just like the young lady that I'm talking about that's in her 20s. We continue to meet and I continue to mentor her and help to grow her so that she can be a good mom and give that blessing to her children and pass that on. So it doesn't stop at 17. We're family oriented. We want to be there to help you.
With about a minute left, where can people find more information and final thoughts from either one of you or both of you?
I would just echo what Kathy said, and I think something that's really telling about this program and what it's done in my daughter's life is our oldest daughter is now looking for someone to mentor herself. She's looking for an elementary school girl that she can walk alongside, and then our middle school daughter is asking me when she's going to get her mentor, and we're working on that. And so it's kind of a bug. You catch the bug and you realize I need to journey with people, with someone else.
Kathy, how can people partner with you to be a mentor?
You can go to our website at house-of-healing.org, and there's an application on there to become a mentor. It's pretty lengthy because we want to know your heart and we want to know that you're going to stick around. So go on and fill it out.
Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us at Joy in Our Town. We'll see you next time.